Right, y'all, welcome to Command Arms channel. Okay, so we're checking out a video about the Ukrainian SOF. Now, we've checked out a few videos on the Ukrainian SOF before, but this one, I guess, it is kind of like a special compilation of some of their footage. So this is kind of celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the Ukrainian SOF. So I think May 27th was the official kind of anniversary. It looks like this video was uploaded on that day as well. So a little bit late to kind of reacting to this one, but it did actually pop up on my YouTube feed, which is kind of surprising. Honestly, I don't get a whole lot of Ukraine stuff recommended to me, you know, even though I'm subscribed to a lot of these channels, I don't get a whole lot recommended to me. But especially like actual kind of combat footage usually doesn't get recommended to me that often. So it was pretty cool to see this one pop up because, again, it's nice to get a spotlight on this stuff. I know a lot of you guys will send this over my way, whether it be in the Discord or in the comment section. And that's usually how I kind of find out about these videos, unless I'm kind of looking through all the channels. But this one was recommended, and I gotta say, clicking through it, it looks pretty intense. I'm not exactly sure which specific unit. So all the description kind of says is Special Operations Forces of Ukraine. And then it just goes on to show some of the locations that these special operations have been fighting in, specifically like Donetsk and Luhansk. And yeah, many other areas, as you can well imagine. A lot of areas that we've seen before in other footage. So it's about 18 minutes long. So we'll just kind of jump right into it. I don't want to kind of pause it too much either, especially, you know, these videos can get pretty long if I'm reacting and just adding a little bit too much commentary. And I know you guys appreciate it when I don't pause it too much. But sometimes, yeah, sometimes we just see some things where we kind of just need to break it down. We need to stop it there because these videos can get pretty hectic. A lot can happen even within like a 10-second time frame, as you can well imagine when it comes to combat footage. But yeah, should be interesting. Let's go ahead and check it out. And again, it does have the option to dub it, but I'm not a fan of it. Damn, what was that patch? You doing a peace sign or something? Dude, the ghillies go insanely hard, and the painted rifles.
Подивися, ходи сюди. На 2 часа ствол настав і тримай в разі чого. Вліво, підер лізе рачки. Підер лізе рачки. Тому, отам. Ти бачиш?
Okay, these subtitles, I imagine are not fantastic, but I really don't like the dubbing. I mean, and I imagine the dubbing's not going to be much better if the subtitles aren't that good. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll kind of get the context, I'm sure, but the crustaceans, interesting.
Ходи сюди. На 2 часа ствол настав і тримай в разі чого.
Man, look, man, those ghillies are sick.
Підер лізе рачки. Тому, отам. Ти бачиш?
And you can see how effective they are. Oh, he's got a red dot on his LPVO. That's gnarly, dude.
Yes.
That was it? One shot? Yeah, again, some scenes you'd see in like Call of Duty 4 or something, like all ghillied up. But nah, it's these guys looking very comfortable with the violence. Nice charging handle too. Those are really nice to manipulate. You know, if you have like thick gloves or something.
Ты из какой части?
810-я.
Выходи. Четко 200.
What is this dude wearing?
Все, сиди, держи его на контроле. Сколько вас тут было?
What does he have around his neck? Boots untied, looks like he just threw them on or something. Okay, let's see this patch
будет за нами. Ребятки, Пидор раз. Він свіжий. Пидор 2. Він свіжий.
I'm always curious to see kind of what's around them too. I know I said I wasn't going to pause it too much, but real quick. So his AK have a interesting rail. There's a couple of them here too.
Машини контролю, йду зафіксувати 3-го підера. Свіжий. Прийняв, плюс-плюс.
It's got looks like a PEC 15 laser, so infrared but also visible laser. suppressors. Looks like we had LPVOs. Red dot on the LPVO. Low power variable optic, so you can basically usually like a 1:6 or something similar. Dude, that sound is from hell. It's got a flashlight too. Looks like a Surefire maybe. Does he have 3-round burst? That's not too common anymore. It seems so quiet, like really eerily quiet. Maybe it's just whatever camera he's using. Or some editing after the fact. Or these guys are just really, really good at being quiet, moving quietly. It's tough to move around that quietly in a forest, obviously, with sticks and stuff. Okay. I was like, are these guys sleeping? What? Wait, so this dude's dead, but this dude's maybe pretending to be? What the heck? That's crazy. I'm really curious what this guy's gonna say.
Ложись ебалом туда. Сколько людей здесь?
Сколько людей?
Сколько людей, сука, здесь?
Сейчас скажу, 6, нас было 6, группа 6 человек зашло.
Когда зашли?
Отвечаю, вот буквально, да, полчаса назад где-то.
6 of them.
Сколько 200? Сколько 200?
200, вот один,
Остальные где?
по периметру.
Позывные.
Блять.
So they're all just actively nearby.
Поднимайся, поднимайся, поднимайся.
Well, he's got his radio, and we don't have a whole lot of radio chatter, so maybe.
Можно сигареты взять?
Шел ты нахуй.
Oh my gosh. Maybe they're asleep or
Блять, дураки мы нахуй, ну да, не так.
terrified and listening.
Братские народы,
Ебало.
нахуй.
Что за завалибало?
Imagine's like, dude, where did this guy go? Trying to do accountability and you're just missing a guy. That would be terrifying. Especially if you heard that special operations were in the area, potentially.
Вечер в хату, господа арестант.
Вечер в хату, господа арестанты.
Молодец.
That's crazy. What was he doing? Well, maybe we'll get some more information right now.
А сколько мне лет? А сколько мне лет? 21. А пошел я в армию 19. Знаешь почему?
Oh, okay, he's got the trauma shears. He's got an injury? Oh, yeah, okay. So that's what he was talking about. He was talking about himself injured too. 21? I mean, it's always like hard to tell. Obviously, his face is blurred and whatnot, but I mean, they always just look like they're in really rough shape. And I don't know if their logistics just, weren't going too strong, or again, if these guys have just been on the front line for that long, getting dirty, not taking showers. You can look like you aged quite a bit, just kind of being there for a week, a couple weeks especially.
Знаешь почему? Потому что вы пришли к нам.
Это понятно.
Это понятно. А почему вы пришли? Ты скотч взял? Ебать. Скотчка. Я просто упал, ебать. Упал. У меня есть кое-что ему помогло. Что это у меня есть? О, я нихуя себе. Я сейчас поликуемся. У меня еще один.
Dude, imagine getting, what is that, like a shrapnel wound? Just getting a band-aid over it?
Только дыши, не умирай.
I mean, better than nothing, for sure. Looks like he had nothing. At least it wasn't like a bluey band-aid or something. Oh, dude.
Не хотят, видимо, нахуй. Вот так из-под пинка пару раз вышли на своей стороне уже.
Hearing the enemy radio chatter is something else. Or like in some other videos where you actually hear them talking to each other. That's how close these guys get.
Ты камеру включил? Нет.
Like, oh, thanks for reminding me. Yeah, they move really good.
Дивись, тут слід, хтось підпав, бачиш?
I mean, even something kind of like what he was stepping over here. Something like that. I mean, if you step on it, probably not going to break. Probably not even going to make that much noise per se, unless it's resting on other stuff. But if that goes even further, and then that has branches coming off of it, and you step on it, then the entire like tree line basically starts moving. Not ideal at all. And that makes a noise, as you can imagine.
Я сейчас приеду позже. Мы спускаемся.
What the heck is this view? Jeez.
Давай зі мною, справа
It's
заходимо.
like some predator view. Fuck, just like that. Dude, and that's some heavy contact. And immediately you're trying to assess how big their force is.
Все добре у всіх? Увага,
At this
своя.
point, could be a team if they have a machine gun. Could be a squad.
Два уйоб.
Seemed like a lot of fire.
Через просите про нас. Одного зняли в лоб, другий чуть-чуть лівіше.
Та справа від вас має бути під валятись, там був рух.
Yeah, I guess the voice modulators also didn't help with the translations. Yeah, jeez, Louise. Was that from the grenade? Dude, that gear looks abysmal, man. Fuck. Oh my god, and that terrain is so gnarly. So let's kind of look at that real quick too. And then I'll try not to pause it as much. Yeah, so he's big open ground, so kind of like an open, almost like linear danger area. Looks like there's high ground here, a lot of shade and stuff as well. So trying to identify something is going to be very, very difficult, especially if they have suppressors, which maybe, you know, maybe they don't, but we're seeing a lot more suppressors, especially with this war. But yeah, trying to identify anything here, and he's just kind of in the open. So that's why you can see immediate engagement, finding some cover, trees, of course.
Блядь, на горбу, пацани. Ой, ай, блядь, он по мне худит, пацани, блядь.
Fucking hell, dude. Oh man, the grenade launcher is money. Always money. Dude. Is that someone? Someone hit? Dude, those reloads, man, too, are so clean. Golly, dude, that was so close. And you know he saw them too, and you know he's like, well, I'm good, I didn't get hit, so let's get in the fight. That's just something you have to try and wrap your mind around later, no doubt.
Що ти?
Fuck.
Попадання є? Попадання є? У мене в рюкзак нахуй, у мене граната дебіла. Я скину рюкзак. Що так, нет? Спину, тече. Ні, там, я нічого. Та братишка, я тебе, блядь, тошнить нахуй, будеш на хату Начал
Fuck, dude.
хуй, тебе рюкзак только прошивает.
That just sounds like it hurts.
Я нахуй скинул, она начала дымять. Опа.
That looked like a good drop, dude.
Це наш скид?
How many drones do they have in support?
Скоріше все, вони перебігли туди далі до хатів.
Кому треба гранати FT?
Давай одну.
Щось хороше є?
Oh my gosh, look at all this litter.
Все, відходимо. Не повезло.
What happened? What?
Чергу таку вже.
So his backpack got hit and was smoking, but
От що забрав?
Все, давай, вещи забрали, відходимо.
what is this? Like a little survey thing.
Новий рюкзак. Хороший.
Oh, it's asking if I'm satisfied with the translated audio in this video. It is what it is. The modulator doesn't help again. Dude, you know, now they're starting to
Камера
process
включена?
everything, and
Да.
that
Выключен.
adrenaline dump probably sucks after something like that, dude. Especially with those rounds being that close to them, popping off the grenade launcher,
Чисто.
grenades being dropped and stuff.
Підходьте на стик і заходьте в нове укриття.
Yeah, interesting music for this. Fuck that, dude.
Чисто.
Hmm.
Вогонь.
Are they right there? Oh, dude. Well, whoever was right there is no more, it seems like. Oh yeah, dude, that's right there. Like 10 meters maybe. Golly. Man, and again, it shows where
Зайняли контакт. Привезли
those ghillies are putting in work.
Все, ми забираємо.
Okay, how many were there then?
Цьому башку продырявили.
I mean, it looks like they almost kind of, I'll come back to this part, but it looks like they almost came upon them by accident. Like they didn't necessarily know they're there, which is of course very possible, especially if you don't have a whole lot of like drones to support. Or maybe they did, maybe they were kind of they knew maybe those guys from before and they were just kind of maneuvering around them. But those guys did not seem like they were in an engagement anytime soon, because it seemed like they were not kind of ready for these guys.
Вогонь.
Dude. Gnarly way to go.
Цьому башку продырявили. І он ще один чувак.
But not,
Орась, кадет, передай
I
Томі.
mean, I don't know.
Пацани!
It's hard to tell, but
Документи, все.
doesn't look like a great
Є
position,
телефон, є радіостанція.
camouflage wise
Шибанчика
or
на базу давай.
cover, even concealment.
Своїх не бросаємо. Збираємо трофеї і трошки відтягуємося. Телефон давай сюди давай. Забирай автомат. Вийдіть поки що по радіостанції, будьте тут, вийдіть на пацанів, що в них там.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help that there's all the litter and stuff around. Oh my god. Dude, what a transition. What's happening here? Oh, I was about to say, is that it? Man. I mean, so it looks like maybe they're operating with like 6 or so, maybe a little bit more. But these guys seem like they have a really good job at understanding where everybody's at. Really using kind of the initiative to pick up on fields of fire. You can see once they get into it, not a whole lot of communication because everybody knows the formation they're in. They're picking targets. Oh, bruh.
Надо их достать и по себе эту яму.
Ooh. Bro. Man, and their use of drones. I don't know who's communicating it or coordinating the drone support of the FPVs. Seems like they're doing a really good job of kind of filling the gaps. Or providing even like a diversionary measure
Працювати пташка по
when they get into contact. Oh, what the heck, dude? What was that munition? Want to punch you? Is that what he said? What are these patches, dude? You get in such like cringy morale patches for dudes who are like invading someone's country and whatnot. Weird vibes. Goat. Look at this that the orca with the trident. That goes hard. I was like, did I slow it down by accident? Oh man, this looks like really flat and open. This would be money with the ghillies. Not just to interesting editing, not just to blend in, obviously kind of when you're close, but when you're further away, it breaks up the silhouette. A lot easier to see someone's like round, dark helmet rather than leaves that don't follow the round shape or have kind of varying depth. It kind of displaces light differently as well. And it really does make a difference, honestly. It's kind of hard to explain unless you've kind of been maneuvering or something in the woods. What an interesting compilation going on here. Okay, I think that's about it for these guys, but now we're just showing how terrifying drones are. Dude, all the different kinds too. God, man, drones have come such a long way. I mean, they've come a long way since I've been in the military. I remember vertical takeoff and landing used to be like such a huge kind of thing, mostly for like some of the bigger drones. But now, I mean, the things you can do with just like a DJI quadcopter. Yeah, we were not using quadcopters in that kind of capacity when we were experimenting. It was pretty much exclusively for ISR. Maybe sometimes you're talking about using some of the bigger ones for resupply, but with the amount of munitions we're seeing with these, yeah, those are pretty much exclusive to the more expensive vertical takeoff, landing, or other types of drones. It's something else. I mean, it's also interesting to see the kind of countermeasures that we're seeing, um, but there's really not a whole lot of great solutions. I need to start clicking through this video again. We saw a lot of things to consider, a lot of things to appreciate. Again, with just their level of individual proficiency, like tactical kind of proficiency, it really shows not just in how they utilize camouflage. So we can see they had the ghillies, they painted their weapons, they even painted the suppressors, they painted the pack. And then you can see kind of uniformly, they had like multicam, even their boots, they didn't have like black boots and whatnot. So overall, their camouflage was great. Their use of cover was fantastic. You can see when the dude was kind of in maybe some more of the lower ground in kind of an open area, he pushed back and utilized cover. I will say, kind of as an infantry leader, that was probably one of the more difficult things. And it seems like a no-brainer to, if you're getting shot at, to get behind something so you kind of have a little bit more security. But I mean, it's so easy to get tunnel vision and trying to figure out what's happening, what you're going to do with your weapon, what you have on you that you can employ. Yeah, it's not necessarily as second nature as you would expect. So that's a big part of it, is just getting people to cover. And you can see these guys have the experience to kind of do that themselves. And that was definitely the goal when I was kind of in the infantry as an infantry leader, is getting everybody to have really solid individual fundamentals. So getting themselves to use cover. You'd have, it's so funny. I mean, you'd have people who go prone because that's what they're used to. Let's say if you're taught to react to contact, maybe you might get down right away. Preferably shoot a few rounds kind of in the general direction, get a sense of kind of what you're working with, and then get into an appropriate fighting position. But a lot of people would just get straight into the prone, and then they'll kind of either stay in the prone, even though they can't see at all. Like that I've seen people where the grass is like this tall, they'll get into a prone and they're just shooting. And I'm like, brother, can you see at all? I'm like, no, I can't see, but this kind of, I was told to get into the prone. It's so funny when common sense just goes out the window like that. But again, you're kind of just working to break that. And seeing it with these guys, how they situate themselves not just in relation to the enemy in like a really solid way, getting cover, getting maybe to more advantageous elevation, but also how they situate themselves with each other so they can generally stay online, generally keep a good observation of each other. Because I got to say, you can't always get in a perfect line because there's not always going to be like the perfect cover in that line. So you kind of have to be offset. Really, the formation, if you call it a line formation, it's not going to be like a line. Maybe you'll have one person here, up here, 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 here. It's going to look very kind of zigzaggy and weird. But these guys are putting themselves in a position not only to affect fires towards the enemy, but also you can see they're maneuvering really quickly so they can kind of fix the enemy. Or if the enemy's not maneuvering at all, they don't even need to really fix them that much. And they kind of take the advantage by maneuvering on them and catching them off guard, which you're also kind of seeing in this video. And again, just another kind of layer and depth is using the FPVs to hit the defilade areas that they necessarily can't see, or maybe if there's too much cover or concealment, or again, just the defilade with the elevation. You can use the FPVs to really good effects in those circumstances here. So these guys were really good at kind of addressing those gaps as well. Yeah, if there's anything that stood out for y'all, I'm really curious to hear y'all's perspective. But that's kind of just what was sticking out for me. And it sounds weird kind of saying that and breaking down someone's actual combat footage and kind of how they're doing things so well. But yeah, I just hope kind of doing that and doing these videos with like these reactions and this commentary, we can all really appreciate how much work is going into what they're doing in general. I mean, war, there's no way of kind of describing it in any sort of reaction video, but at least taking an aspect of that, their individual proficiency and their tactics, and kind of translating that as best I could. Hopefully we can kind of appreciate a little bit more what these guys are doing and yeah, what they're getting up to. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. If you guys are new to the channel, I'd appreciate the subscribe. Again, as you can well imagine with videos like this, they're not really monetizable. And I don't do YouTube for the money. If you guys know, I started my channel back in 2008 and it didn't really pop off until maybe like 2018, 2017, maybe, probably even later. But I didn't even get 100,000 subscribers until 2020. So after 12 years. So yeah, you can imagine I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for the passion, mostly for kind of military, but also police, gear, all these things. I have a lot of passions, but I also have a lot of hobbies as well. So it doesn't really help. It's kind of hard to focus certain things on the videos and then on the channel sometimes. But I think I'm doing a pretty good job, and I try and keep it around a general topic that I think everybody would kind of appreciate it. But let me know if you guys have been a subscriber. Let me know if I'm doing a good job with that. If you guys are new to the channel, definitely consider checking out some other videos on the channel to see if it's some stuff that you might be interested in. But that is it for this video. I'll see y'all in the next one.